Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Highly Talkative, where we get high in conversation and discuss many topics from personal to community to anything that's going on in the world. So sit back, get cozy, and let me talk to you. Let's go. Hey, what is up, my good people? I know I am late, but better late than never, right? So today is June 23rd. It is Tuesday, and we got some catching up to do. Of course, I'm going to give you all my topics as usual. So we're going to talk about my time management lately, the way I've been giving myself grace. What else? New opportunities that are presenting themselves. How Juneteenth went. We went to San Antonio again. Some weight comments that I've been receiving, and then just like some random topics that I kind of have jotted down. Okay. So first thing, my time management lately. Okay, my time management lately has been superb. Do you hear me? It's like, I ain't gonna say I'm never late, but your girl has been on time a lot, and I'm proud of myself. And there's just an uh deciding factor of between like making sure my girl is good before we leave, so we can enjoy and make sure we're getting to where we need to go on time, or not feeding her before anything and then having a lackluster of time, like not having time at all. And at that point, I'm just like, fuck it, I don't want to go. So my theory is, and so far it's been working, that if I get everybody ready and I feed her and, dress her before we leave, then we can get to where we need to go on time. But that's also given the fact that I give myself enough time to do all of that. So, for instance, if football practice is at 6 o'clock, around like 4:45, maybe 5-ish, I'll start to feed her and change her and get her together. That way, by like 5:30-ish, we can get out the house and get to where we need to go and be on time, like be there before 6 o'clock. Not right at 6, but before 6. So that gives everybody time to like get out the car, put on cleats or whatever. Um, but yeah, like that's just been my flow lately when it comes to getting places, and it's really been working. So I'm just manifesting that I can keep this flow going. And mind y'all, this is like totally off topic, but I'm currently, as you know, behind schedule because this should have been posted yesterday. But I'm doing this in between my break for work, and then my girl is taking her nap. So I have the house to myself. My other two kids aren't here. So I'm really just trying to, get this done and knocked out because I failed to do it yesterday, considering the weekend that we had and just all the things. Um, but also, like I said, jumping back on topic, if I don't feed her in what I feel like is the timely manner, so if I know I have to be somewhere at 6, but then I start feeding her at 5, it takes her about 15 to 30 minutes to eat, then that just throws everything off. And in my head, at that point, we're not getting to where we need to go until like 6:37. Practice ends at 8. There's no point in me going after that because it's just a waste of, I feel like, anybody's time, because he won't even, like, my son won't even get a full hour of practice because let's consider the commute and everything like that. So I'm really just trying to make sure that I stay on top of all things that have to do with her when we're getting out of the house, to make sure we can get out the house on time. Um, but then that also, the only thing that's like kind of the nail biter within this whole thing is me finding time to get into the gym. It's been very hard, very, very hard. And working out at home just isn't my forte anymore. I need bigger weights. I like to lift. I'd rather lift than to do cardio. I don't know. It's something about me that just really loves the heavy lifting. But we'll also kind of like touch base on this later when we're talking about how people, or just, it's not even people, a certain person just cannot keep their mouth shut when it comes to my postpartum recovery and like the changes in my body that I've been going through, but also factoring into the giving myself grace thing. Um, but I'm really, really trying to find a time for me to get into the gym and have it like a consistent time to the point like even when the boys go back to school, I can still have this as my set time to go to the gym and have somebody come watch my baby girl because let me be completely and utterly honest with y'all. I just I I don't know. My two boys were in daycare. I didn't want them to go to daycare. If they could have just been with me, that would have been great. Well, I lied. My first one, daycare was great for me because of like where I was in life and just yeah. But my second son, I was like, I don't want to put him in daycare, but there isn't really a choice for me to put him in daycare because everybody's working and yeah, it was just not an option. Now with my baby girl, luckily I work from home and all the things are kind of aligning for me to be able to keep her at home with me while I'm working. But I also just like want to factor in when I'm having meetings and stuff like that, that I'm able to have somebody come over and just keep an eye on her. So I'm able to knock out what I have to knock out for work. But again, with the gym, it's just hard because I don't want to take her to the kids' gym. I mean, I don't want to take her to the kids' daycare at the gym because at that point, I feel like it's not even worth it. If she starts crying, I have to come tend to her. If she's hungry, I have to go feed her. Well, of course, like that's on any given regimen. If her diaper's wet, then I need to go change her. And I think they only keep them for about up to maybe an hour, hour and a half, if that, I want to say. So that would just stress me out because me trying to get a workout in and I have to keep stopping because I have to tend to my baby. I could just do that at home. Like I could literally do all of that at home. But like I said, me working out at home just isn't fun for me anymore. I need heavier weights. I want to be a juice head ass. Like I literally love lifting weights. Like that's my shit. And then stretching and the cardio, I think just being in the gym, regardless, is a good change of scenery for me since I feel like I'm in the house all day. Um, so I'm really just trying to figure that out. So if you guys have any suggestions on, how I could make that work for myself or better ways to work out at home or like, I don't know, the time management when it comes to getting into the gym, please let me know. Of course, the email is highlytalkative@gmail.com for any feedback or suggestions when it comes to my time management and really trying to get into the gym because that's literally the only thing that is on my list so far that I haven't been able to fully accomplish. Like she goes with me when I get my hair done, my nail tech does her work from out of her home, so I'm able to take her with me and like keep her covered up so she doesn't ingest like the nail dust and stuff like that. Um, the lady who does my feet, I always go around like a certain time where there's literally almost nobody at the salon and I'm sitting far away from everybody else. It's just yeah, and then like I said, when I get my hair done, I take her with me. So the gym is the only thing that's on my self-care list that I have not been able to fully commit to with having her. And it's stressing me out. Okay, let's be honest. Not her, but like not being able to get into the gym. Um so yeah, that's where I'm at with my time management like I said. Now, let's talk about the way I've been giving myself grace. Okay. Now, I know later on I'll be talking about how certain comments are like affecting me, but some days I have my really good days where I give myself grace and I am accepting the body that I'm in right now, the body that has never birthed 3 kids, the body that has never went through this certain type of postpartum journey where it's, I don't have the support of my mom. My mom's not around, and that really plays a big factor for me. But also, the support system that I have around me is amazing. But with giving myself grace, I'm also not making excuses for myself. Like, I know that I could be eating a lot better. Dr. Peppers have been my shit lately. I just this week have started to, and mind you, this is only the second day out of the week, but I have started to take sodas out of my drinking routine. I'm trying to stick to all water or maybe like a Gatorade here and there, and also like some apple juice. I love me some really good apple juice. Like let's keep it $1.50. But just allowing myself grace. I know that I'm only 3 months postpartum, and like I said a couple episodes ago, I literally just got cleared 6 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, to actually start working out. But it's like my eating habits are trash. I'm at home all the time, so I don't do anything but snack and all the things in between. So I do recognize like the weight gain. I'll even like look in the mirror and I'll see how chubby my face has gotten, and I'm just like, okay, give yourself grace, girl. It's only been 3 months. And I was even telling my therapist yesterday, in my head, I feel like the surgery I went through with the C-section wasn't a major surgery, but also trying to recognize that a C-section is a major surgery. Like, they go through damn near 7 layers of skin and, organs and moving things around, and things have to get readjusted. But I feel like I'm so hard on myself to the point where I'm just like, that doesn't even matter. I know women that do all the things and they're not even like in full blown recovery yet, like just getting out of the hospital. So in my head, that's no excuse for me to sit there and dwell on that part of like the C-section. But again, like I said, I'm just trying to allow myself grace without not executions. I'm trying to allow myself grace without excuses, to just really love the skin that I'm in and understand that I need to work on it, of course, but give myself time to do that. Everything doesn't happen overnight, but it's really hard when I get certain comments to stick to giving myself grace and looking at myself like, even though you did put on a little bit of weight, you still are that bitch, and you birthed a child and you have 3 children. I mean, me having 3 children doesn't even factor into like the weight gain, but you just had a fresh baby. And in my head, like I told my therapist again, I feel like 3 months isn't a lot of time. Like, I feel like it was just yesterday or whatever, but in reality, 3 months is a good enough time to, understand that the weight that I put on, it wasn't like I just blew up out of nowhere, but I don't even know how to explain it. But 3 months is not a lot of time to really think about all the changes that I am waiting for my body to go through. But I also need to take the nutrition proper steps to make sure that I'm getting the results that I want to see. Because when I was in the gym the way I was before I had her, I could literally eat anything I wanted to eat, because at the end of the day, I know I'm still going to go to the gym. I'm going to work it off. Like, my goal is to burn 1,200 calories a day, and I was getting that shit done before her. So I'm just like, okay, I really need to find like that equal median of, if I'm not going to make it to the gym, then I at least need to eat healthy, which I have not been. Okay. Which is why I'm like, there's a difference between grace and excuses. And I can't sit here and say that I can give myself grace in that area, because I've literally just been eating like a freaking pig. Like, I don't even eat pork for real. And the only pork I really eat is bacon. I went to my cousin's army graduation party over the past weekend, and I find myself eating ribs, and I'm just like, okay, fat ass, like this is where you literally need to draw the line. Like, this is why you're getting the comments that you're getting. Yeah, I don't know, but that's kind of like where I'm at with giving myself grace and really trying to enjoy the skin that I'm in, because it could be a lot worse, but also working towards the skin that I want to see myself in. Um, it's hard. Do not get me wrong. It is very hard. But like I said, I'm just going to keep putting in the work and making small changes until I can really get in the gym and where I want to be. Like, even cardio. I loved doing cardio after working out and being at home. I don't know why, but I can't muster myself up enough to get up, put my girl in her car seat, and just go for like a 15-20 minute walk. I don't know if it's like the thought of being outside and it being hot and all the fucking bugs. I don't know what it is, but cardio at home is not happening. It's just not happening for me. And that's even when I was working out at home. Like when I was working out consistently at home, I wouldn't even think about going for a walk. Like I just didn't want to deal with the heat and her outside and all the things. So I just omitted the cardio part. And I think that also plays a major role because cardio is very important. Like, don't get me wrong, I love lifting, but after every lift session, I would do at least 15 minutes of cardio. And I just have not stuck to that at all. At all. But we're getting there. This week so far has been a better week. I have leg day today, so I'm really going to try and get into the gym, but it's really all based off baby girl because my niece tried to come twice last week for me to get in the gym, and my girl was just not having it. Okay, she in my head was giving my niece the hardest time, like cried the entire time, which is crazy because she's not usually like that. So I don't know if it's me just spoiling her too much or like her just being too used to being around me. But yeah, me getting into the gym with her has been hard. Okay, so let's jump into my next thing, which is okay, so the new opportunities that have been presenting themselves. So I'm speaking enough to feel like I'm speaking it into existence, but not enough to put y'all in my business. Okay. But some new opportunities have been presenting themselves, and I'm really hoping everything goes as planned because then that'd be some really good income for me to have coming in on top of like being able to get out the house a little bit, but still being able to have my baby girl and making sure that I'm doing all the things that I can do for her as well as my boys. But it be essentially like working two jobs, but almost like not working two jobs. And I don't want to say that in the sense of like I won't be doing anything with the second job because of course I would be, but it's more closer to home. But it also kind of factors in what my main like with my what do you call it? What my one of my businesses, which is Keep It Stashy, kind of generalizes in, which is helping businesses stay up to par, running the back end while you stay focused on your forefront. And this would be like my first client, so I'm really hoping all things fall through. Let's just leave it at that, okay? But also shouting out Keep It Stashy. I am the business owner um, of that business, and what we basically do, or what I basically do, is the onboarding of like new clients, presenting contracts if you have them, informing them of like all the specs or the perks that come with the job, showing spaces if needed, termination paperwork if needed, file organizations, all the things like that. So I'm really excited to like take this new client in as well as being an employee for this client, if that makes sense. Really getting Keep It Stashy put out there. Um, but with that being said, if you guys know a business, then it can be a small business. I'm perfectly fine with that. I am a Black owned business. If you know any small businesses that are looking for my expertise when it comes to everything that I just listed, I'm also doing like media management, and I can help with like promoting your business. I'm also going to start taking my notary class so I can become a notary, and that also is a perk that comes with Keep It Stashy. But if you know anybody looking for that type of assistant, please email me at documents@keepitstashy.com. That's where you can put in all your inquiries about everything, and I'll be able to assist with all the things. That email will be changing in the future, so we'll keep a lookout on that. But in the meantime, documents@keepitstashy.com is where you can inquire about all the things. Um, so Juneteenth. All of y'all know that Juneteenth, well, for most of my listeners that know, Juneteenth was this past weekend along with Father's Day. And speaking of that, I know it's late, but happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there, all the good dads. Y'all are truly appreciated. Keep doing what y'all doing because I'm a firm believer that every child needs their father. Okay? I'm a firm believer of that. But for Juneteenth, I really wanted to get out the house and, like, allow my kids to experience like festivals and all the things when it comes to celebrating Juneteenth and like what it means. So I took my kids to the rodeo that they had out here, and we had a really good time. Like, my son seen a couple of his football teammates. He really enjoyed watching the bull riding and the horse bucking. He did mention to me that he would like to go to another rodeo, so I need to find some more rodeos and put them on our calendars for this summer to try and get out there and go see. Of course, he grew out of majority of his things. Like, his cowboy hat doesn't even fit him anymore, and it's not just a facade. Well, for him it might be a facade, but for me, I'm really country as fuck. Like, I used to do barrel and bow tie. I love being out at the rodeo. Even while we was at the rodeo, I asked my dad if I could finally break in one of the horses, and he's like, yeah. So if y'all see me barrel racing here in the near future, don't say shit, just give me my props, okay? Because breaking in a horse ain't no easy task, and if I get thrown from this horse because they have not been saddled in a while, just that part I'm not looking forward to. But round pin work, all the things, I'm really trying to get back out there with that. But I really enjoyed it. My son enjoyed it. Like I said, he wants to go to more rodeos, so that's the goal, is to find some more rodeos this summer to take them to. I'm even thinking about finding a trail ride to possibly get into, but that would also kind of require my dad's assistance because I don't want to buy a hotel while out there. Like, I want them to experience all the things, but then I don't have a trailer that has, like, the bed and stuff like that. That's on my dad. So we'll just see. We'll see. But I know for a fact that a rodeo and a trail ride is on the to-do list before. I'm not going to say the summer ends because I feel like the summer is damn near already over. But before this year ends, before 2026 ends, find us at a couple more rodeos and at least one trail ride. Okay. But I also want to say how it was a little annoying how I feel like my city didn't have a lot of Juneteenth events. And if they did, maybe I didn't see like all the flyers that they had. But my best friend had came down from where she is to come out here because I seen a flyer where it was promoted Juneteenth, and it was saying like how they would be downtown and have vendors and food and music and bouncy houses and all the things. So I'm like, oh hell yeah, and we can really take the kids to this. I don't have work. Even if I did, it was from 6 to like whatever time. And I like we're stoked about it. I sent her the flyer and we're like, oh hell yes. So like I said, she travels down here so we can all end up going to the event together, which just didn't happen. And why didn't it happen, you ask? Well, I ironically was on Facebook and I'm scrolling and I see the flyer that I sent to her. So like I'm reading the comments trying to see, what everybody's saying. And somebody's like, yeah, I can't wait to bring my kids out there. This sounds like so much fun. And then the creator of the post was basically like, tonight isn't for the kids. It's an adult night only. The events for the kids are going to be during the weekend. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, y'all didn't even put that on the flyer. Nowhere on the flyer did it say adults only for Friday nights. So what the actual fuck? And I get it. You want to celebrate Juneteenth for as long as you can, like all weekend, but it's only on the 19th. I get like they have like the MLK step show that's usually the Sunday or like that Saturday of Juneteenth. But other than that, like, why are we trying to have festivals Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? And the one on Friday that should really be for the kids, you really don't have anything on your flyer stating that it's just adults only. So now me and my best friend are pissed because we're like, what the fuck? These were really the plans. She leaves and goes back to her house. And I'm just like, okay, well, now I'm bored as fuck. Like, I don't know what to do, which is in return how we ended up at the rodeo because my best friend was like, well, they have the rodeo out there. No, 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 no. It wasn't her. My dad, he's a part of a riding crew out here, which is the one that I used to do like barrel and bow tie underneath. But he's a part of a riding crew out here, and they, I guess, were sponsoring or whatever they were doing at the rodeo, or I guess they were working it, I guess you could say. But my dad had free tickets for me. So I was just like, oh, hell, I mean, might as well since the tickets are free and I don't have to pay to get in because he has tickets. So we ended up going there, and I'm literally telling my best friend, I'm texting her while we're at the rodeo, and I'm like, girl, we should have just came here. Like, it's a time, they're serving alcohol, they got vendors out here, the food smells great. Like, my youngest is really having a good time. Of course, baby girl is just in the car seat, like looking around. And they didn't have all the events. Like I said, they just had the bucking horses and bull riding. But even with that, my son really enjoyed his time. And I only say son because my oldest wanted to stay home and sleep. So I just let him do that because I wasn't about to deal with him having an attitude because I woke him up from his whatever. I just wasn't dealing with it. So I say that to say it was a really good time. I'm glad we went. I'm sad my best friend wasn't able to come because I think as a group, like as a collective, we really would have had a really good time. Um, but other than that, like during the day for Juneteenth, I was bored. Like I think I slept most of the day, and then at night, like is when it kind of got lit. Um, and then after the rodeo, I took the boys, like I went back home so my son could change out of his boots and his cowboy hats and his jeans and get a little bit more comfy. And my oldest was up at that time. So we all just ended up going to Texas Roadhouse afterwards, and it was bomb. It was really good. But I don't know. In my head, I expect big things when it comes to celebrating Juneteenth. Like, I feel like it should be celebrated almost as if it was the 4th of July. Like, we should have fireworks going on. We should have backyard barbecues, get togethers. Like, it should really be a big black ass thing. Like, let's have some really good times out here. But nonetheless, I'm very grateful for the event that I was able to catch, and my kids had a really good time. Well, my son had a really good time, and like I said, he's seen a couple of his football teammates out there. One of them he left me for, and they were just like running around and having a good time. But I think all in all, I guess you could say like I had a pretty okay Juneteenth. Do I wish it was a lot better? Yes, but now I know kind of what to expect next year and what I'm going to do about it. People can join me or not, but trust and believe me when I say I'm having a backyard barbecue. I'm asking my dad if we can come out there and shoot some fireworks. Like, it's going to be a big thing for us because I just want my kids to really know and understand the importance of Juneteenth. All right, so we're going to kind of get away from that topic and flow into the next one, which is San Antonio round two. So we went to San Antonio again this past weekend. The rodeo was Friday, so Saturday and Sunday we went to San Antonio. It was one of my cousin's graduation. He got promoted in the army to a really good ranking. So we just like went out there to celebrate him. And of course, like my last trip to San Antonio, I wasn't sure of what to expect when it came to baby girl and that long, well, like that 2 hour car ride. I just didn't know how that was gonna go. So my niece rode with us just in case like we needed to stop or I needed to feed her or whatever. But again, like I was in no rush to get anywhere. I was allowing myself that time to really soak in like that 2 hour drive and the possibility of having to stop, etc. But I also didn't know how things were gonna go. I guess you could say like keep it cordial, keep it cute, keep it quaint. But some family members that I just don't really keep in touch with anymore. So I wasn't sure just how that was gonna go. Especially, I don't know. It doesn't bother me, but like even in the weird or situation, I don't even know what to call it, but the weird place that we're in right now, it's like I'm always still showing up for them or that side when the invite is presented. And mind you, it's never presented by them, it's always presented by my sister. Um, but nobody shows up for me. And I think it's okay. Like, I'm fine with it. I think that just goes to show, like, I'm showing my mom how things really are and, how people really move and just all the things when it comes to that. Like I said, it doesn't really bother me as much as it would have or used to for me getting into therapy and just like understanding certain things. But like I said, it doesn't come from that side for like the invite. It always comes from my sister saying, this is going on, but I'm not going to miss a trip for my kids. I know my kids really wanted to see like their cousins and stuff like that. So I was okay with going because I know my son wanted to see his cousin, and my youngest was just whatever about it. He had his best friend there with him. So it wasn't like he was bored or like trying to keep up with the teenagers or whatever. It was a really good trip for them. They enjoyed it. Baby girl did really good. She slept the whole way there and she slept the whole way back. Um, so I really cannot complain. That kind of gives me more hope when it comes to football season, because with football season, we are in a different organization, I guess. We're in a different bracket this year. Um, First year we were like AAU, second year we were Taifa. This is our third year, and we were kind of up in the air because we didn't have the appropriate numbers to stay Taifa. So now we're Texas Sports, and if y'all know anything about football and Texas Sports, that is a lot of traveling. We'll be in the Dallas area a lot. Hopefully the Houston area like once or twice. There's 8 season games, so basically I want to say all 8 of them are going to be away games, which means like we're traveling to every single game. Whereas Taifa and AAU, they would be like 4 home, 4 away. So we're just really soaking. I get not even we, because I'm the driver. I'm really soaking that in and looking at these like last 2 trips to San Antonio as a good sign that my girl will be okay. Again, factoring in my time management and making sure that I'm waking up early, feeding her, getting her together. So when we get on the road, she's not fussy or anything like that, especially because the majority of these trips will be an hour plus out. So again, just allowing myself that time to make sure that I'm doing all the things and packing all the things and just making sure that everything is on time and put together so we can have a successful trip. But like I said, all in all, the second trip to San Antonio was still a good trip. My boys really enjoyed it. Where we stayed at was great. My sister picked out an Airbnb. I guess like before she had invited me, so luckily and thankfully I didn't have to like book a room or anything to that nature. So we were all in the Airbnb together. The boys had a really good time. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. The Airbnb was so cute and so cozy. It was like so comforting. It was a small space but big enough for everybody. Um, and I don't think we didn't even really. I didn't. Well, I can't say we, but I know I didn't spend a lot to go out there, which again thankful for, because trying to prepare for this football season and hotel stays, and it's just a lot on your girl's plate that I'm really just trying to manage the appropriate way, but also making sure my kids are having a good summer. Um, I think we'll be going back to San Antonio maybe in like a couple weeks because I'm going to take the kids to Aquatica. So with that one, of course, baby girl is going to go, and I'm really excited because it's a water park, and it's just to the point where if we get there early enough, we can get like some seating. We can put the bags down. We can have a shaded area. I'll bring like a fan and the wagon and all the good stuff so we can really set up and make sure everything is good. And I even think they allow you to have coolers in there. So at that point, like we can literally stay out there as long as we wanted to, as long as we get good seating and my girl's shaded and cool and all things are taken care of. Because even like the trip last week where I took them to SeaWorld, I just don't want, I'm not going to say her to ruin the things, but I want to make sure my kids are still able to have fun even with me having a newborn. I don't want her to take away from the time that they feel like they should have when it comes to going to amusement parks. All right. Now, these weight gain comments, okay? And I know I kind of like switch topics abruptly, but it's been on my mind. So a family member and I were having a discussion. We were partaking in some things, and we're talking about like the gym, and I'm like saying, how I really want to get back in the gym. I was 187 before I gave birth, and I think I gained maybe like 15 pounds, but now I'm sitting between like 190 and like 195. Um, and I guess you can really, not even I guess, I know you can really see it. Now, when I was sitting at 187, it didn't look like a 187. It was like pure muscle. I was not like really big around the stomach area. It was like a good, healthy 187. I was okay with being 187. Um, but we're talking about getting in the gym and all the things. I'm like, yeah, I really need to try get back in the gym. Like, I'm really trying to find a perfect schedule for me to make that happen, this, and the third. And this motherfucker is going to tell me, now, mind you, my brother-in-law is, and I know I was saying family member, but at this point, fuck it. My brother-in-law is an acquiring taste. Okay. You love him and want to sock him in the face at the same fucking time. Like, let's be honest. And he's from New York, so they have no filter, which is why like I'm trying to take it with a grain of salt, but it kind of still like hurts because nigga, what the fuck? Like, shut up. But we're talking, like I said, and we're discussing like going to the gym. And he looks at me. He was like, "Yeah, yo, yeah, cause you over there. You look about as big as a house now, yo. You and XYZ are about y'all looking about the same size now." And I look at him, and I'm just like, "Nigga," literally, what I say to him: "Shut the fuck up." Like, clearly, your mom didn't teach you. If you didn't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And clearly, I know she's not proud of the son that she raised. Cause what is your problem? Like, why would you even say that? And this is like the second time he had said something about my weight. But I think this time it really just hit because, like I said, I was starting to feel kind of okay with the skin that I'm in right now. Like the place in life that I am, the place that's never had 3 kids, the place that didn't have the not overbearing in a bad way, but like the overbearing support of like my mom for me to be able to do certain things. So I was really just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, who raised you? And I know they're not proud of who they raised right now, because why would you even say that shit to me? Like, what makes you think that that is okay? First of all. Second of all, you've never been through this journey to even know anything like this. Third of all, you have like a plethora of kids that you're not even with their mothers. So I kind of guarantee that you don't even know what the postpartum journey looks like. Fourth of all, you're just a fucking asshole. Like, you're an asshole. And I can match that asshole energy, but right now I don't have it in me because you just like I'm not gonna say it came out of left field, but when I say like I'm usually never a one to be at a loss for words. But when he said that, I was really just like, you fuck me, like, you fuck boy, what is wrong with you? So now I catch myself walking past mirrors and looking at myself in my face because I know it's in my face, and I'm looking at my stomach and I'm just like, ew, ew. But then another part of me is just like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Like, yeah, you can sit here and dwell on it, but what the fuck are you really going to do about it? So what I'm going to do about it, you'll see, because I like to show better than I can tell. But it really kind of like got under my skin. Like I said, this is a new version of myself. I haven't been through this in like the past 9 years. So I kind of forgot what it was like when it came to the recovery process and all the things. But I'm really sick of men and their comments when it comes to my weight. Y'all can really just shut the fuck up, because I'm not walking around here degrading you how I feel like I could or I should be when you make certain remarks to me. So just shut the fuck up. If you think I got fatter, cool. Keep that in your head. If I look fat to you, cool. Keep that shit in your head. Don't say nothing else to me, because I think the next person that says anything about my weight, I'm going to flip out. Like, I don't think I have a third time's the charm in me. The third time, you going to get cursed the fuck out. You're going to get every feeling or emotion that should have went to the first two that had something to say. It's all going to come down on you. So this is a PSA, public service announcement. Keep your fucking mouth shut when it comes to me and my weight. I don't care if the weight gain looks good on me. I don't care if the weight gain looks bad on me. I don't care if I start losing weight and you say something about that. Keep my weight factoring out of your mouth. And not just me, but that's for any woman, because you don't know what we go through. You don't experience what we experience when it comes to having kids. So disrespectfully, shut the fuck up. And I wholeheartedly mean that. I wish y'all could see my face right now if I was like on live, but I absolutely mean that. Not just for me, but for any woman. Y'all keep your mouth shut when it comes to a lady or a woman and her weight process or her weight journey, because at the end of the day, I don't see any of y'all trying to assist in any kind of way except for insults. So, yeah, just shut up. Shut up. And that's where I'm at with that one. Okay, now some random topics that I wanted to discuss too. Baddies. If anybody watches Baddies, okay, that is my shit. I've been watching them since the first season. They're on like season quadrillion right now. There's so many different like spin-offs of Baddies, or like different episodes or seasons or whatever. But this season right here, I know they have Baddies Gone Wild, but they might as well call it Baddies Fight Club. I don't think there has been one episode where it has been no fighting. And I'm really sick of seeing the same ones fight over and over and over and over again about the same shit. And it's just like, to what point do y'all just be like, you know what? Fuck all of that. Like, I'm here to make money. Because how can y'all make money when all y'all doing is fighting? Y'all supposed to be at rehearsals, rehearsing for your performances, but yet there's like 37 fights going on during rehearsal. Who got time for that? And then it's like, y'all see these episodes of like how each season goes, but you still want to join these seasons thinking that things are going to change, when it's been like this for like the past 4 or 5 seasons now. And at this point, like, I think Natalie loves the fact that she stirs up all the drama, and then she can throw her hands up and be like, well, I didn't say that, or what are you guys going to do about it? Like, let's be so for real. Y'all are too grown for that. Y'all are too pretty for that. At what point are y'all saying, like, let's put this bullshit aside? Because at the end of the day, some of them do have kids or whatnot, but let's put all this bullshit aside and let's really go get some money. And if we're going to fight like DTB and Natalie did, let's fight for some money. I'm not finna keep fighting your ass for free. I'm not doing that. That's just where I stand with Baddies. Like, I love to watch it because it's so ratchet and is very entertaining because of all the things that go on within the episodes. But I'm just like, y'all are too grown to be acting like children. And, or maybe I've just become very mature to the point where I'm just like, yes, it's entertaining and I see why it brings in viewers for like, you know, different ages or whatever. But at some point, I think I'm just going to stop watching it because all this fighting is ridiculous. And how do y'all even still get booked for things when there's stuff like Baddies that is out that just shows how y'all interact with, like, even certain performances? They were out like macing people or fighting on the stage. Like, we don't want that. So I don't get it. Like, I get it because clearly I'm still watching it and I'm a part of their views, but I just don't get how females want to constantly just sit there and fight. Who wants to do that? I can't even say who wants to do that because clearly they want to do that. Clearly they want to. My second random topic is me just enjoying life. I know I complained about like the weight gaining and stuff like that, whatever, but that's very minuscule when it comes to what life has just been given me. I've had a really good year so far. I think things are only going to get better from here. I can only manifest that things are going to get better from here, especially with me putting in the work. So I just see a really great future that is approaching shortly, but also just enjoying where I'm at and just very thankful for the life that I live. And then, okay, what are inappropriate things to do around your parents? So my son, my oldest, I don't know if it's like a thing that they do in middle school or what, but he was doing something and I'm looking at him and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit around me, first of all. And it's not even like stuff like that, but it's stuff like where he's trying to tell me a story or like he's singing a song and he's not saying the word fully, but he's like, shut your ass up, and like A-H-H-H or whatever, however they want to spell it. But I'm like, okay, you getting too close for me, for one. That's not cute. For two, why do you think that it's okay to do that in front of me? And for three, you do that shit again and we really gonna have some problems, because what makes you think that that's okay? Like, is it the simple fact that, we're really close and you think that I won't say anything to you? Or do you just think that that's cute? Like, whatever you thought it's not. So don't do that shit again. Like, I don't care how much I curse, because I'm grown. You can't curse like I curse. And I understand, like, kids only do what they see, but kids only do what you allow them to do. Just like a nigga will only do to you what you allow him to do to you, just like a female will only do to you what you allow them to do to you. So if I tell my kids that it is not okay to curse or whatever when they are around me or at all, that's what I'm expecting them to follow. I don't care what I do, because I'm grown. I pay the bills. Like, you can't compare yourself to me. Yes, I'm your role model or whatever, but at the end of the day, your role model is telling you this, so that's what you need to follow. But I'm just to that point with my oldest where I'm just like, okay, you really starting to feel yourself a little too much for me, and I'm gonna have to bring it back down. But that also goes into, I'm a firm believer of, you got to give respect to get respect. I don't I don't expect my kids to just go around here being disrespectful to anybody. No, I don't expect that. But I do expect for any grown person to give my children the same respect that you would want from them. I.e., a situation happened at my son's school where a cafeteria lady had said some things to him or whatever, and he didn't even do anything. Like, he didn't do nothing to her at all. But she's telling him to shut up, and like she's cursing at him, and I had to tell the principal, like, first of all, right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, if my son did something or whatever, kind of okay, but still, at the end of the day, don't talk to my child like that, because now you got a problem with me. And I expect her to respect my child just as if she would want him to respect her. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, he did what he did what she did to him, there'd be consequences and repercussions. Now, no, I'm not asking her to get fired or anything like that, but do understand me that I don't play about my child. So don't disrespect him if you don't want to be disrespected in the long run either. Because I'm not about to let my child sit there and feel belittled or feel a certain type of way because as an adult you think it's okay to be disrespectful to a child and then expect respect in return. That's not how that shit happens for me. That's not how that shit works. That's not how I'm not raising them to be like that. And I'm also not raising them to just be generally disrespectful, because even in that situation, my son wasn't disrespectful back. What he did was he left, he went to the principal's office, he called me, he told me what happened, and then I handled it. That's respect. Okay. So don't go around disrespecting people if you want respect in return, because I'm not that parent. I'm just not. And that's even for me, for grown ass people or whatever. I'm not about to respect you if you can't respect me. I'm not about to just go out here dishing out respect if you want to be mad disrespectful and then think I'm going to be all nice. I'm not. That's not how that's going to work. And now I'm also, with that, I'm also trying to figure out ways to stay calm when I'm receiving an abundance of information at one time. That goes for like work and for like my child. For instance, like this situation that happened and he's like going on and going on and I'm trying to take it all in, but it's like there's so much to take in that my mind is already like trying to process things as more information is coming in, and then I start to get overwhelmed and I kind of shut down. But I'm really just trying to get to a point in life where I can stop, receive all the information, calculate how I want things to go, or calculate what I think needs to happen, be able to take everything in, dissect each part of information or each piece of information that comes in with, what is said, and just go from there. It's really hard. Like, I don't blame it on ADHD, but having ADHD, you're really like squirrel, like the story gets too long, I'm already not interested. Yeah. So I'm really I'm working on that. It's a work in progress. I'm not mad at it. Everybody is a work in progress. That's just life. But getting a lot of information at once is just very overwhelming for me. And I think that's why I'm not going to say don't do well in school, but it takes me like a few times to reread certain things before I can like answer anything, or watch a few videos over and over again before I like really can digest and take in what is being said to me, like in trainings or anything like that. So, again, like I said, I'm just working on it. If you guys have any pointers or feedbacks or suggestions, please email me at highlytalkative@gmail.com and provide that information. But on this fine Tuesday, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Better late than never, like I always say. I appreciate everybody who follows, listens, subscribes, downloads. Please give me a shout out where you can. Share the podcast. It goes a long way. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at highly.talkative. You can follow me on Facebook at highly talkative. You can send me feedback, topics, suggestions, or anything like that at highlytalkative@gmail.com. I also have my my other business, my Keep It Stashy, which you can find on Instagram at Keep It Stashy. You can find it on Facebook at Keep It Stashy. The email for Keep It Stashy is documents@keepitstashy.com. And that's for business assistance on the back end, so you can keep your front end running well, promoting, advertising, paperwork, organization, anything like that. I'm your girl. And I also have Sassy Ash Stash, which is all things customs. You can find that on Instagram at Sassy Ash Stash. You can find that on Facebook at Sassy Ash Stash as well. And then you can shoot me an email for inquiries or pricing or whatever at sassyashstash@gmail.com. And as always, you can find this podcast on all major platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, any major streaming platforms that you listen to. You can find Highly Talkative on there. If all else fails, you can go to rss.com, search Highly Talkative Podcast, and choose the platform you'd prefer to listen to from there. I appreciate you guys. I really do. There's nothing but love, and I send so much gratitude, grace, love, and an abundance of happiness for you guys the remaining of the week. And I will see you guys next week. Not see, but I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace out.